Welcome to Quick Power Rental's series of videos. In this video, we would like to show you how to write and execute load testing scripts using a single load bank group. The setting up of groups was covered in a previous video. If you don't know how to set up groups, we suggest you go back and view that video before watching this one. First, why would you want to have a script? There are several reasons. 1. Automation. It's kind of nice to be able to click a button and get through testing, especially if you're going to be doing the same test on several different systems. 2. Coordination of multiple load banks to get nearly instantaneous load steps. This is especially important when doing transient testing. Gone are the days of multiple people trying to flip switches at the same time. 3. Integration with the CX Monitor power quality meter. Using this system with the CX Monitor PQM makes sure that you capture each step and speeds the report writing process after the fact by making the data much easier to sort out. Let's pick up where we left off. You have created a group and added load banks to it already. As you can see, our group consists of one 1000 kW load bank and one 600 kW load bank, giving us a total capacity for our group of 1600 kW. But if you recall, we are going to be testing a 1500 kW generator, so we set up the group to give us a maximum of 1500 kW, including fan power. We can verify this by highlighting the group and then clicking Group Settings. Notice we have 1500 kW in the max kW field, and our estimated fan power draw in the offset kW field. You are all set to begin writing your script, so you can click OK to close out that window. To begin writing your script, you first need to click on the Scripts tab on the left side. In this window, you will both write and execute your scripts. Working clockwise, but starting in the top left, we see the step list script itself. There are buttons above the window for adding, deleting, copying, and renaming each step. In the upper middle are the groups available to you. You can use this window when writing scripts. In the top right is the duration window, which allows you to adjust the duration of each step in your script. Below that, you can see the group settings for the highlighted group. Here you can see that we already have our design max set for 1500 kW. Below that are two buttons, Pick Load and Copy Power to all groups. We use these to program each step for a particular amount of power. We'll go over Copy Power to all groups in another video. At the bottom right, we have Script Activation. From here, you can start and stop our script. Lastly, in the lower left, we have Script Groups. This acts as a real-time gauge so you can see what amount of load is applied to each group of load banks. In our current case, we only have one. Let's begin writing a script. Again, this script will be with us only using one group. There's typically a step called Step 001 already existing. First, you want to highlight this step. Next, on the right side of the page, you'll make sure your group is also highlighted, and then click on Pick Load. From here, you can select from a range of kW presets, which are in percentages of the design max we set up for our group. While we have buttons for up to 100%, we can also manually enter in load steps above 100%, provided they are less than the safety max that we set up for the group. Lastly, you can type in the amount of load in kW that you want in the target kW field. In this case, I want to start at 0, so I'll select 0% from the presets and click Apply Load. Don't worry, selecting Apply Load doesn't apply the load to the load banks right now. It simply programs that step. Next, you need to select the duration of the step. With that same step still highlighted, you'll click on the Duration field. From here, you will put in how long you would like that step to last. Since this is my 0% starting step, I will only set it for 5 seconds. Click OK. You want to keep your steps organized so you can easily tell what they are, so you should name each step. Still, with this same step highlighted, click on Rename Step at the top of the screen. Here you can call the step whatever you want. I'll name it 0% Start. This is a very useful feature if you're using the CX Monitor or CX Plus power quality monitors networked into our system, as these step names will get uploaded into the field notes in the data so you can easily tell which steps are which. So we've written our first step. I'll finish this up going in 25% increments to 100%. Click New Step. Make sure your group is selected, then select Pick Load. Pick 25%. Change duration to 20 seconds for this one. Rename this 0 to 25%. To speed things up, copy this last step so you can skip the duration step. Pick Load, select 50%, OK. Rename step, 25 to 50%. And continue this up to 100%. Before executing your scripts, make sure the load banks are on and ready to go. Make sure you have control power at the load banks and that the main power switch is on. Note that some load banks don't need a separate 120 volt source. Make sure you have power from the system under test at the load banks. Go to the Groups tab and make sure the control state is on. Turn the blower state on. Go back to the Scripts tab. If you are ready to start your script, make sure the first step, or whichever step you want to start on, is highlighted. In the lower right hand corner, select Start at Highlighted Step. Now sit back and watch as it goes through each step. Here's a tip. Under script activation, you can see the time that the current step started. If you need to coordinate with anyone and give them an idea when the next step will be applied, open the clock on the computer. Here you can see the seconds and count down to the next step. If at any time you need to stop the script, you can click Stop Script. Note that this does not take the load to 0, but rather stops the script where it is at. If you need to take load off, you can easily highlight any step that has 0 load and click Start and Stop again. Or you can go to the Group tab and click Shed Load. When you go to restart your test, the step that you start on will start from the beginning of that step. If you were in the middle of a 2-hour burn at a specific load and stopped an hour into it, it doesn't pause and restart with an hour left to go. It will start again at the beginning of the duration of that step. You can easily adjust the duration of the step and then continue if that is what is desired. With the Intelligent Load Bank system, you can save and load scripts. This is very useful if you are testing different components in a facility, that is, perhaps a generator and a UPS, each of which have their own test script. You can also save the script and use it on future jobs, saving you time. To save a script, click Save Script. A window will appear where you can save the file. You can save this directly to the laptop that we provide and transfer to a USB memory stick for future use. To load a script, simply insert your USB memory stick into a USB port. Transfer your script to the Load Bank UI folder. Then, under the Scripts tab in the Load Bank control system, click Load Script. Select the script that you have uploaded. You will need to repick loads again if the current system under test differs at all on total kW required. However, most of the work will already have been done. Note, as of the time when this video was made, you will need to keep the group names the same from one test to the other. This is a feature we are working on to make it more user-friendly. We have successfully run through our script. Creating scripts with multiple groups is pretty much the same, but we've made another video for doing this for your ease. We hope that you have found this video useful. For more how-to videos related to our equipment or to learn more about what we do, visit us at www.quickequip.com. If you have any other questions, feel free to give us a call at 877-383-4040 or email us at rentals@quickequip.com. We are the load testing experts and are here to help. We hope to hear from you soon.